Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I'm going to review the last 3 episodes, but I'm going to do the latest episode by itself. And then I'm just going to do these 2 episodes, which I think are 10 and 11, I think. Whatever. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Mrchalaki here, S16. I'm just going to go and talk about whatever comes to my head. The first thing that pops up is Portia and Shamea. My God. Their relationship, it's unfortunate. I can absolutely relate to a Portia and Shamea's friendship because I kind of have that friendship with a particular individual. And sometimes you have to just cut your losses, or you have to just separate. And you be over here for a while and they be over there for a while. Your peace is everything at the end of the day. And if somebody's no longer good for you, then that's just what it is. Some people you got to love from a distance. Some people you will always be friends with, but from over there, across the street. And it just has to be that way sometimes. I think they are at that place. Portia, she made an Instagram post where she kind of told Shamea, keep my mama name out your mouth or whatever. You don't want to expose whatever. What I said on Twitter was what I think what happened between Mama Morton, Shamea's mother, and Miss Diane, Portia's mom. It was either a man, something with somebody's uncle or the daddies, or something about a man. Or I feel like Miss Diane probably was talking crap about Mama Morton to a frenemy or something. And then it got back to her. Then they had a big falling out from that, and they just never recovered. People ask me, why do you think Diane is to blame? I don't know. That's just what I feel in my spirit. I like Miss Diane. I think she's a beautiful lady. And so is Shamea's mom. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Miss Diane got the little spice in her, how Portia do. And we all know Portia is not short of running down the street, knocking somebody into a pole. So Allegedly. Y'all remember Portia ran down the street in the elf outfit to beat that girl up. But when I tell you I hollered and screamed, I said, who runs down the street as one of Santa's helpers to... So anyway, that's what I think it is. Angela, you know they have the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show. Angela, she says that Shamea is playing the long card. That basically she... Sorry, y'all. I hope that y'all didn't get too much of that. But what was I saying? Mom calling me for nothing. What was I saying? Oh, God. See, I hate when this happens. Okay, Angela. Angela said that she is she feels like she's playing the long game by basically exposing Portia or whatever, waiting basically until the cameras get here to come for Portia. I can see some of that, but I disagree as well, because Portia and Shamea has been friends since they were in junior high school, before the world even knew their names. So I would agree if they just met like a couple of years ago or so. But since they've been friends for a long time, I think it's a lot of stuff that has went on in their friendship that has been swept under the rug and has not been discussed and talked about because it's uncomfortable to have certain conversations. And especially if you already know the person and you know how they're gonna react, you don't really want to say anything. Because it's just like, well, child, we just gonna have a falling out. And sometimes you just want to keep the friendship instead of having a falling out. Because at the end of the day, you love them. It's toxic and it's messed up, but it's just, it's what it is. I know it very well. So let me see. What else is going on? Angela, girl, with these houses. Angela, come down on them basic houses, girl. I love Angie, but she's in debt $2 million. She's in denial. To think that anybody's I'm broke is a joke. And I wouldn't even pay that much for those basic, ordinary, regular houses, child. it's nothing. And then the stuff ain't even available. You want 3 million, and it's frogs in the pool and stuff, and child deers done ate up the whole garden outside, and they say it's a family of raccoons that visit them every morning. Ain't nobody staying over there, Angela. So Angie, come down on them prices, child. Sell them houses for 500,000 and just stack whatever money that you can get from each house. Stack it up. Eventually, at some point, you'll get out of debt. But just stop spending money, downsize, and so that you can get out of debt. Then go back to how you was living. Do something, Angela. But ain't nobody paying that much for those houses, girl. Her and Charles is interesting. Like I said, I think that their dynamic works for them. It wouldn't work for me being with a person with that kind of personality. Because he's kind of, I don't want to say confrontational. He's very, I guess sarcastic would be the word. He's very a back and forth kind of person. What he thinks is what he thinks, and he's always willing to debate what you think, or just shut you down so that you can stop talking to him about it. I just don't like that kind of stuff personally, but I do like Angela. And Charles is probably all right, but he's just one of those people that you just got to get to know probably. And once you spend time with him, you'll realize that he's all right. But that kind of personality initially when you first meet them is a turnoff. But we have people like that in this world, and I just choose to go the other way because, child, please, I'm not going to argue with you over a sub sandwich. What else is going on? Angela's definitely being the little bone carrier, ain't she? She's going back and forth between the girls, and it's funny. It's funny. But we need somebody like that on the show for sure. I love Kelly's relationship with her daughters. It's beautiful to see that. Let me see. Dennis Lyon. Dennis is for Dennis. And I wish Portia and Drew come together and realize what Mr. Potato Head is doing, because he is for himself. And he's telling Drew one thing against Portia. He's telling Portia one thing against Drew. And it's the classic case of a man playing both women. And he's not sleeping with either one of them, allegedly. So it's just the fact that, like Portia, for you to believe that Drew tried to sleep with Dennis, and Dennis was saying that, Drew was saying this to me, but I was saying, no, I want to meet up with you. Run me my money. Run me my ducats. And it's just like, for you to believe that, like, Portia, please. I was just like, child, boom. And she keeps bringing up Pilar with, Pilar keeps asking about Simon, which is a sad situation. It truly is. I could just imagine what it's like being in that kind of situation, getting married to a person that you don't know, and all this stuff comes out about them. I just wouldn't know what to do. My mind would be tore up. So I kind of understand why Portia, and then she can't show her real life. She can't film in the house. It's so much going on with Portia. So Portia probably should have came back next season, as well as Phaedra. Portia, mentally, I just don't think she's in the best space. But I'm not taking up for her in terms of her relationship with Shamia, because I feel like Portia's more in the wrong than Shamia is in that particular situation. But mentally, Portia is just over it. She's over a lot, and it's just, once you get this big thing out your way, this divorce, then maybe she can get back to the Portia that we know and love. But I just don't think that this is going to happen this season, probably. I'm going to talk about Phaedra on the next episode. Portia had her lingerie event where she got the girls to promote her lingerie without paying them. And her sister Lauren was there, who looks just like Portia. And Shamia, she wasn't feeling it. She was feeling some kind of way. And it got ugly. It did. Portia and Shamia had a conversation. It was Portia really just didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to argue. And Portia says that she just didn't want to fall out with her best friend on camera and have a whole moment. Shamia was looking for all the smoke. I think that Shamia now has support. She probably has the support that she didn't have. And I think since the other ladies are bringing up her issues with Portia and their friendship dynamics, I think regardless of whether Shamia brought it up or not to the ladies about her decline, I guess, in the friendship with Portia, people have eyes. People can see. People are around y'all. They see the dynamics. They see how things go in y'all friendship. So eventually it was going to be brought up anyway. So they had the conversation. They say they're good now, but since that Instagram post, I don't know. I don't know. The reunion should be very interesting for sure. What's going on with Britt Edie? We can talk about Britt Edie next episode, I think. Her and her husband and her sister made up, kinda. Okay, great. Who else is on the show? Talking about Kelly. Oh, Ralph is awful. Very handsome, but awful. Oh, Ralph met up with Shamia and Portia, which was messy. Shamia says that she worked with Ralph on a podcast. That's fine, but you also said in the same breath that you met Ralph through Drew. So not that you owed Drew that, but out of respect, it would have been nice to send Drew a text at least or something. But hey, if y'all believe anything out of Ralph's mouth, Portia and Shamia, y'all are crazier than any kangaroo I've ever seen. He said he never cheated on Drew. He said he's never been with any other women. This is the same man that first season on the show where he was gone for 3-4 days, went all the way to other states just to clear his mind. So I mean, if y'all believe that, that's fine, child. There was just nothing but a get back with Portia, to get back at Drew. Hopefully they're officially done with the whole Portia versus Drew versus Dennis thing. We're so tired and so done. Let me see. Anything else happened? Nothing else comes to mind that went down. No, not really. Yeah. So we'll just move on to the next episode. We'll start talking about that in another review. So stay tuned. Mrchalaki on Google+. Follow me at Skinsmore on Instagram and Twitter. At Skinsmore89 on Snapchat. Chess King on Facebook. Mrchalaki on Cash App, PayPal, TikTok. And as always, run me my money, run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.